It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's talk Mallee Netball now. Well and truly into finals time there. And let's have a look at what happened on Saturday and Sunday with Nicole McMahon. Hello, Nicole. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Jason. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yes, semi-final action last weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And how did it all go?
It was great. A big weekend for the Mallee Football and Netball League, doing the double header Saturday, Sunday, a first time for us, and I think it went quite well. There was very luckily a pupil-free day on Monday, I think, for most schools in the district, and I think teachers would have been relieved about that, as were parents, because kids were quite puffed, but no, really successful.
Excellent. Well, let's have a look back to the results on the Saturday. We'll start from the beginning with the youngsters. How did Saturday's results go?
Yeah, so 13 and unders, Karoonda 44 defeated Pinaroo 39. Best on court, Bridie Gum from Pinaroo and Gemma Cox from Karoonda. I actually had the pleasure of umpiring this game and was really impressed with their skill level. Karoonda's Gemma Cox especially, I think we'll be seeing her in the A grade in the not-too-distant future, but really competitive match there, and well done to Karoonda for heading straight through to the grand final.
Excellent. Now, Saturday's matches, were they the first or the second semi-finals? Were they through to the grand final?
So the second semi-final, which means first versus second.
Yep, that's right. So, all right, so the under-15s, how did that go?
Yeah, so Pinaroo 43 defeated Karoonda 40. So a tight one there, and the spectators in the crowd was just amazing. It was really exciting. A really close game, but Pinaroo just edging forward at the end there. Best on court, Olivia Hyde from Pinaroo, and for Karoonda, Zoe Hawkes.
Excellent. All right, so we move to the B grade now, and we had BDT taking on Peak and Districts in this grade, and it was BDT too good.
Yeah, a huge margin. BDT 47 defeating Peak 24. I think just about the biggest margin for the day. Best on court, Sophie Hoddle from BDT and Ashley Litchfield from Peak.
Rightio. And the A-Resis here, what a game. This was BDT and Lamoureux, and unfortunately, Nicole, your girls came out on the wrong end of it.
Yeah, they just probably waited a bit too long. They were down by 6 goals, or even more. I think it might have even been 10 goals coming into that last quarter, and had a huge turnaround to just lose by 1. They almost got there in the end, but BDT probably were the deserving winners. They played a very strong first 3 quarters, but Lamoureux by all means up there, and I'm hoping that Lamoureux will get through this weekend to give it another shot. Best on court, Amber Seckham just worked tirelessly throughout that centre from Lamoureux, and Meg Blackie from BDT, also a centre court player who really gave it their all. Quite warm conditions on Saturday, as happens when you get into finals. You're playing in the rain and hail, and then all of a sudden you get a sunny day. So, yeah, great competitive match there, but well done to BDT.
And in the A grade, it was BDT over Pinaroo, and they beat them comfortably in the end by 12 goals. The margin was a bit of a surprise here.
Yeah, they did. I think, though, you could almost tell from the first quarter BDT really had control of the match, had really good composure. Tara Vanderleer and Emily Richardson. Emily got best for BDT. Just some great movement within that ring, just wanting that ball. So well done to BDT. Taylor Dabnett for Pinaroo. She gave it her all. She was really heavily relied on for the Pinaroo team, which probably was their downfall. She was, doing a lot in the centre court and having to shoot their goals as well. So well done to Taylor there. Bad luck to Pinaroo, but they will get a second chance this weekend.
They will, and they'll be playing, of course, the teams that won the first semi-finals on the Sunday at Pinaroo. And the day started well for your Lamoureux crew. The under-13s got through.
Yeah, they did. Huge win there. Lamoureux 28 defeating BDT 9. Best on court, young Beth Philby from Lamoureux and Talia McCabe from BDT.
Excellent. We moved to the under-15s. It was BDT taking on Peak and Districts, and the BDT season is still alive.
Yeah, it is. BDT 28 defeating Peak 22. Quite low scoring all day, other than one match, which was the A reserves, but just really hot, windy conditions making it quite difficult. Not a lot of wind protection at Pinaroo, especially down the, I think it's the south end. Really feeling those goalies, I think, really felt it. So best on court, Vicky Batten for Peak and Alicia Jacobs from BDT.
Okay. In the B grade, it was Murrayville's sole representative in the netball side of things taking on Lamoureux, and in a very low-scoring game, Lamoureux were too good.
Yeah, it was really low scoring, and it didn't seem like that when you were watching it. But just again, I think just showing the tough conditions it was out there, windy and hot. Just a 5-goal margin. So I had to check my calculations. Yes, 5 goals, but really close. Marvel were in it all day. Lamoureux had to keep working hard. Lamoureux's Kim Thorpe working really hard in the goal ring, and also Jude McKee from Marvel. They actually played against each other and had a really good tussle all day. It was a really high quality match, that B grade game. A spectator's delight.
Excellent. The A-Res is much higher scoring, but the same margin, only 5 goals the difference here between Pinaroo and Peak and Districts. It was Pinaroo winning.
Yeah, Peak looked like they actually had it. They, I think, got a 5-goal win right at the start, but Peak just didn't give up. And I think that's just what to take away from the finals on the weekend is you cannot give up. Almost, you play for 60 minutes and you almost just need 5 minutes of good play and that might get you over the line. So well done to Pinaroo. Quite a lot of young players in their lineup. Best on court for Pinaroo, Estella Gum and Sophie Sherrod. So both, very young, up-and-coming netballers. So well done, girls. And for Peak, Chelsea Harvey and Melissa Marrett.
And 5-goal wins were the order of the day because it was the same margin in the A grade, Lamoureux, Karoonda Districts, and your girls are through to the preliminary final.
We are. That was also a spectator's delight, or so I'm heard. It wasn't that exciting playing it. It was a really tough game. Just those goals were really hard to get in that ring just with the wind and the conditions. But some great defensive pressure from Karoonda. Shaylin Pate taking out their best player. It was just close all day, and I think coming into the third quarter, Karoonda were up by 1, but Lamoureux just did not give up, and finally some things started going their way in that last quarter to get that 5-goal win. So I'm going to say a very deserved win. So best on court, Karoonda, Shaylin Pake, and they've misspelt. They should have written Cassie Walter, I think. She had a ripper game. Somehow Nicole McMahon has got her name there, but I think Cassie worked tirelessly all day. She was up against Kiara Pake in goal attack, and those two just were at it all day. Some great quality netball there. Probably to Lamoureux's benefit though, Kiara's often playing in the centre court, and I think it suited us, her being back there, so Cassie could try and keep her contained. But Karoonda will have to keep that up their sleeve for next year because it's season over for them.
Indeed. All right, that leads us to the preliminary finals this weekend at Lamoureux at home for your crew, and we'll get to the A-grade game soon, but the little babies will start things off again first, though, 13 and unders, Pinaroo versus Lamoureux.
Yeah, so it's Pinaroo versus Lamoureux for 3 of the 5 games, I believe. So that is the theme of the day. Pinaroo have won. Lamoureux and Pinaroo have only played each other twice because the third game in the third round unfortunately was cancelled due to our mate COVID. Pinaroo have won both times by 5 goals and then 13. But I do know they had a bit of a scratch match, these 2 teams, and they actually drew. So I think it will be a really close game. I will pick Lamoureux. These girls are training and playing really well at the moment, but it's guaranteed to be within, I think, 5 goals.
All right. A 15 and under grade, Karoonda Districts taking on BDT. This will be interesting as well. Yeah,
Karoonda, they've got a really high calibre, some really high calibre players in that side. And looking at the last time they matched up, Karoonda won by a whopping 48 goals, which is huge. Some teams struggle to shoot that many goals in a match. So I would say Karoonda should win that one pretty convincingly.
Okay. We move to the senior grades. Peak and Districts in the B grade taking on Lamoureux. And, Peak and Districts, do they start favourites here?
Yeah, they do, and it is Peak's last, the only netball team in, so would be fantastic to see the Lions represented on that grand final day, but, I'm all for as much black and gold coming through as well. But Lamoureux, I think they've had about 14 or 15 girls registered for their C grade. There's so many ins and outs throughout the year, a bit of a mixed bag, so they are, bringing it all together for the grand final, so I think they'll be a lot more competitive than they have been. Peak have won 3 of the 3 matchups, and the last time by about 10, I believe. So I think Peak most certainly are favourites. Lamoureux not to be underestimated. But once again, guaranteed to be a close game within that. We'll say that 5-goal margin seems to be close to this final series.
Yep, seems to be the par margin, and Lamoureux will start favourites in the A reserves against Pinaroo, and they'll do battle in the A grade as well, but Lamoureux should start favourites in this one, rightly so.
Yeah, and I think they'll win comfortably. They've won pretty comfortably the 2 times they met. But, as I keep saying, not to underestimate Pinaroo, a lot of young players, whether that will be for or against them, you never know kind of what they're going to bring on, not having as much finals experience, but sometimes that might fall in their favour, just, going out there and giving it their all. But Lamoureux girls really are hungry, and after their great performance against BDT, especially that last quarter, I think Lamoureux should edge forward.
Okay. And the A-grade clash, Pinaroo taking on Lamoureux. Never much in it between these two sides at A-grade level. Wasn't much in it between them throughout the season, and this game promises to be a ripper.
Yes, it does. So 12 o'clock at the Lamoureux courts. Come on down. There'll be no football being played. There's only the A-grade football being played. So I'm expecting lots of spectators there. Lots of B-grade footballers especially can come and cheer both sides on. Lamoureux have won the last time by 14 goals, so quite a convincing win. The first game was one goal, Pinaroo winning, of course, not getting to play each other that third round, so it does make it a little bit interesting in what will happen. But I've got full faith in Lamoureux. I think some great matchups. Taylor Dubner up against Cassie Walter is probably definitely the one to watch. But yeah, I've got full faith in my girls that will bring home a victory and will be lining up on grand final day.
All right. Well, it's going to be a cracking preliminary final day out there at Lamoureux. And just before we wrap things up today, can you let us know what's happening with the medal counts and the like? Has that been decided yet at all, Nicole?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Sunday, the Mallee Netball Association are going to do a Zoom.
Right.
So video call to all the clubs. So all the clubs are holding like an individual lunch,
yep.
Except for Marvel, of course, who are unfortunately still in lockdown. So I believe they'll be holding it at their houses individually. So, yeah, really excited for this concept. We will all be watching over Zoom, and I believe, they'll go to their respective club that's won to do a bit of an interview with the winner. So, yeah, should be quite a bit of fun, I think. I know the girls heading up the association, Belinda Jacobs, Katie Dow, Cassie Walter and Maria Walter have done a fantastic job and have been putting in a lot of effort. So thank you girls so much. They could have easily just pulled the pin and said, no, we're not doing anything. But yeah, we'll see how this rolls, and then I believe they will also give an award on grand final day to association winners.
Good stuff. All right. Well, good luck with that. Good luck to everyone hitting the courts at Lamoureux this weekend, and to you as well, Nicole, of course. All the best to you and your team. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks.